this was the forest of the fallen. Do you know what this means? In the forest of the fallen, you will see and you will grieve.
So we're down here in Williamstown. There's a forest of the fallen, which I didn't know about. I just happened to be in the same area. We've got Donna and Amber here. What do you call yourselves again? Is it Amber?
Love and banter with
Where'd that come
Mantra
from?
and Amber.
It was just something stupid we made up while we were sitting thinking. We wrote a heap of things down, and then that just ended up rhyming. So we thought, well, that'll do.
Because Mantra's my nickname. So Love and Banter with Mantra and Amber just worked.
Now, how long have you two been doing this?
18 months? It's actually, I think October, 2 years, isn't it? In October?
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
is. Yeah, yeah. We only started it to be a bit silly and just try and, bring a bit of fun, because we started getting news articles and just taking the piss out of them and telling stories about stupid things that have happened to us at rallies and things like that. We were mainly laughing at ourselves.
Yes.
And then it started, we were interviewing people and doing Forest the Fallen, so we started filming that. So,
The
yeah.
rallies.
And this is all volunteer, right?
Yes, yes.
So how much time are you putting into this? Just so people know how much time people are putting into things like this in the freedom movement.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot of time.
Yeah. It's not just 1 or 2 days set aside. It's basically our lives, really. It just fits in, doesn't it? We fit other stuff around this, what we do in the rallies and everything. Yeah.
And so it's every Saturday morning you do this, or do you do it on the weekend, Sundays? Oh, it's Sunday today, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it just Sundays?
Every second Sunday. Yeah.
Every second
And pop-ups.
Sunday. And pop-ups. And how about the police, or did you get any aggression aimed at you?
We did a lot, and we have counsellors are more the issue, but they can't do anything. Amber dealt with them not long ago. I was very proud.
Yeah. Oh, the police don't bother us anymore. They just pretty much come down to see what's going on, because people complain. So they've got to come and say hi and see what we're up to, see if we're obstructing anything or whatever. But it's usually the council. So often they'll come and say, look, you need to pull this out, and actually, I'll just tell you about the one in Geelong. This is sort of how we handle it. Is that they'll say,
Over this way.
this is council land, so you need to remove it. And I just said to them, this isn't council land, it's our land. So it's public land, and we're actually allowed to do this. And they sort of said, no, well, you need to move it, or you need to just stand there and hold them. And I said, well, obviously we're not going to do that. That's stupid. I said, look, if you don't like it, you go and get the police. And they said, all right then, so you're refusing? So they went to get the police. The police never came, so we just stayed there.
That happens a lot, doesn't it?
That happens.
This happens a lot.
Yeah.
So you've got two here, you seem so gentle, and yet you're dealing with conflict, but dealing with it in this... you've done any training of how to deal with this, or you're just making it up as you go along?
It's passion, I think. We just don't have any fear anymore. Once upon a time it might have been, oh, we're doing the right, but we just don't have fear now, because we're doing the right thing.
And do you think that's a form of freedom, not to have fear?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think you actually grow a thick skin, because after what they've done to us over the last 4 years, how the hell can you hurt anyone anymore?
Yeah.
Like, particularly in my position, no one can hurt me. So coming over to me and telling me to take sticks out of the ground, well, sorry, no.
Yeah.
You just can't do any more to us.
And for those who don't know, you lost your husband to it.
Yeah, AstraZeneca shit shot killed him. So, and I lost my job and everything. So by the time you've lost all of that, and then all you want to do is fight for justice, the police to me now are... I don't know. I don't respect them really anymore. I don't have a fear of them, and I certainly don't have a fear over some council workers coming over and saying, "You need to take these sticks out."
Yeah.
What
Just
about,
a uniform.
what about yourself? I've seen you at the marches from the beginning. What's the driving force for you?
I just knew it was wrong, and I've always stood up for humanity, always, all my life, and something inside just kept me going. And now so much more has happened now. I can't ever see myself giving up. I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm determined.
How do you deal with the disillusionment of, like, I've come back to Melbourne just 2 days ago, and it's like the town's conquered.
Yes.
Everyone's silent. Everyone's this. How do you deal with that?
I
That's
don't,
the hardest thing I have is the apathy.
I don't know. Sometimes I get angry. Amber's pulled me away a few times from some police and so forth, but I don't know. I wake up in the morning, I deliberately make myself smile before I even get out of bed, and I thank for everything that I've got. I give gratitude, and often lately I'll get in the shower and cry. So I think it seems to be getting a bit harder at the moment because...
Why is it getting harder? Because that's what I'm sensing. What is it? Do you think they're adapting to a new norm that they don't actually want, but they just refuse to fight?
Yeah, maybe.
They've become desensitised to things. So even when you say the death rate's up by 17.5% or something like that, people go, oh, it's just like, oh, well, more people are dying. Oh, well, let's just get on with it. It's desensitisation, I think, of people's minds to adapt to whatever's going on. And I really don't think that majority of people that are ignoring it and saying, well, we've got so many freedoms here, go visit Thailand, see how bad they've got it. We've got it so good here. This is what people say. It's going to take for something else, for them to pull some other stunt, for these people to go, oh, because all of us, we're not going to do it. We're not going to conform to this shit. So these people are either going to get on our side or they're going to be on the other side. I just don't think some people are going to change.
Do you think some people actually like totalitarianism?
Oh, I'm sure it makes them feel safe. Yeah.
Safe is the word, isn't it?
Yes. And they're too
Basically,
scared
they've
to
burnt the
step-
culture down for safe.
Yes. Yeah. A man said to me in the cafe the other day, oh, look, we've got cameras here, cameras there, and look out the street. I said, yeah, isn't it terrible? It's all surveillance. And he said, oh, no, I'd rather feel safe. And I said, but hang on, they put these in the first week of lockdown. You do realise that in Melbourne. He said, yeah, it's all for safety. It's good. It's for safety. And he was an older man. Okay. I said, you've been safe all your life. You've got this far in life without cameras. But he just, I just don't know, I'm flabbergasted half the time.
But they've bred a whole bunch of very lazy, apathetic people. So when you start mentioning a 15-minute city and you're going to be in this area where you've got your footy field, your doctors, your radiologists, your pharmacy, your supermarket, all there, your kinder, you can just walk out your door, you don't need a car. People are like, oh, that's great. I can't wait.
Yeah.
But until you start talking about geofencing and not being able to, use too much carbon, what about if your family lives on the other side of, the state? It's just like, oh, they don't get that other bit.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, this is going to be really convenient. Can't wait.
Yes.
We met someone yesterday who's bought a caravan park and also has a property with about 40 people on it now. They're setting up an alternative community. It's in Queensland. Do you think that might be something we will end up doing in the end?
I think I might just head up to Queensland. Yes, definitely. I'd love to do that.
I'm going to do a story about it this week with her, hopefully.
Yeah, good.
But she came on the show spruiking it, but now it's all the properties have been sold, and now that's how they're growing their own food and everything.
Do you think, Michael, though, that if we have these communities, which I'm all for and I'd like to be, but we have to, do we just leave the fight or do what? I don't think I could leave the fight. I'd have to go and
In
live
the
there,
end,
but
there'd be
still
no
come.
choice.
Still
Yeah, I
come
can't
back
leave
in.
the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends what happens in the long run, because there may be two tiers of society, because if they go too far with this, we're not going to comply with it. So we're going to be pushed out of society. We're going to have our own society. So, the fight will still be there, but we'll all be together. But there'll be certain people that are either going to go that way or that way. So it just depends how many more we get on our side.
Are you religious?
I have faith. I don't necessarily believe what they say in the church, but I have faith, yeah.
Me? Well, I was when I was a kid, and then I started questioning everything, because I'm the sort of person, if you can't see it, you can't believe it. but since Rod's gone, I know there's more, whether it be the Bible or God or, you know, or just a spiritual thing. I think probably more for me.
Well, I think it'd be really special if there is a heaven to be there when you two come in and watch all the angels stand up and applaud.
Oh,
I'll just be running
don't
straight
make me
for
cry
Rod.
again.
I'll
Then
just
we'd
be,
run to the bar. That's in hell. I will go in there then.
no, I'll just be looking for Rod. I don't care about anyone applauding me. Go through the door and find him. That'll do me.
And I'll just be the free hugger.
Yeah, yeah.
That hasn't changed.
Oh yeah, you were a part of the Free Hug Army,
Yes. Yes.
which was extraordinary. I still look back at that wonderful time.
Yeah, I've actually got my first free hugging sign that you gave me framed. At
Oh
home.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've still got my first Free Hug T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing what we
Great time.
did.
Great. Yes. Yeah.
All right, let's see.
This was the forest of the fallen. Do you know what this means? In the forest of the fallen, you will see and you will grieve.